But what we have over here is right away, we have a student profile summary for each child. So the previous session's teacher revisits this, and these are kept for every year. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu nusalli ala Rasulil Kareem. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. As we were continuing in our Tarbiyah series, the differences between factory model schools and integrated learning model schools like Unity International. The second point that we delve into is that factory model schools treat students and children as one size fits all, that in complete disregard of their uniqueness, of their unique abilities, their unique needs, their strengths, their backgrounds, where they're coming from, and what they require, what sort of support they might need, what sort of challenges they might revel in. And compared to that, the ILM approach, which is that each child is unique, created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with unique abilities and talents, and needs a specialized or individualized program for their development. This should be rather common sense and something that appeals to everyone. But as we know, that common sense is not so common. And I think it's the entire industrialization of the world, and schools became industrialized as well. Therefore, they just followed that standardization, and every child is being dealt with as if there's no such thing as uniqueness. So, how do we approach this issue at Unity is something that I'm going to be discussing with you. What we believe in is an individualized development program, that each child, because of their own unique strengths, weaknesses, abilities, needs, achievements, they need to be catered to accordingly. And for that, what we do is we maintain an entire profile, a development profile of that student. And that profile would have their strengths and weaknesses on record, their special needs, their special achievements. Special needs does not mean what it typically does. Special needs refers to what about this child? What can we do? What does the child need in order to thrive? That's what special needs refers to. And then the support required from parents, the support required from school, and generally their interests, etc. And their works are kept for the whole year. They're kept in this profile, and then select works are selected, and those remain. The profile is developed over their entire career at the school. So when they leave school after 10th grade, they are given their profile and they can see what they might have done, something amazing back in Montessori in 3rd grade, and those memories come back as well. So those things help them understand themselves as well and their own growth. Another very important aspect of the student profile is that where they show growth, they might come and they might have absolutely no command over language. They might not be able to write it properly. And then we can track their growth, and in 2 months what has happened, the change that you can see. So this development profile, based on observation, exists for every child. And then based on this profile, they are given work or activities that may be remedial in nature, or they may address their weaknesses or address their motivational matters. Those activities could be motivational, they could be enhanced learning for furthering their strengths maybe. They may include word problems, puzzles of various complexities, research activities, polling, interviewing, logic games, riddles, poetry, short essay writing, presenting in front of the class, peer tutoring, mentoring someone else. They could be any range of activities. It could mean collecting photographs of a certain topic and then writing about that. They could delve into any area that the teacher may feel would help them grow, and it allows them to express themselves in their own way. So some activities might be, maybe the child is bottled up, they lack confidence, they're unable to express themselves. So maybe something that allows them to open up easier, use gestures, maybe drawings, skits, or role playing, so that once the child opens up and feels comfortable with their peers and their teachers, they are able to do and achieve those things which they thought was not possible for them. So as a sample, let me just show you what we have over here. It's just a simple folder that we maintain, and we'd like to keep the child's name confidential because that's just the right thing to do. But what we have over here is, right away, we have a student profile summary for each child. So the previous session's teacher revisits this, and these are kept for every year. So over here we have blank is an active participant of the class. These are her personality traits. She's composed and she has the ability to adjust in any setting. So her personality traits are highlighted. It keeps on going. She's kind, helpful, cooperative with her class fellows. She's focused and engaged. Then we have her academic interests. What does she like to study? What does she like to learn? She takes interest in Urdu, social sciences, and math. She performs exceptionally well, where learning is combined with hands-on and is done through practical activities. She aesthetically decorates her work and displays minor details in her work. She's very detail-oriented. Then her Islamic qualities, that the child is very polite when working with others and can adjust herself well in group learning. She shows responsibility and follows directions whenever she is given such. She completes her tasks on time. She's responsible in her nature and towards her parents and towards her teachers. She's obedient and respectful towards elders. Other interests that she might have besides academics. She actively participates in both indoor and outdoor physical activities, so she's very active physically, and takes a lot of interest in coloring and drawing. So she has that artist side to her. She has that sportsman side to her. She's creative and possesses excellent aesthetic sense. This keeps repeating in her academic work, in her other interests. Aesthetics are repeating. Then we have her health summary. We have her special achievements. Like I said, special achievements are wow moments where the child absolutely blows you away. You don't expect the child to do that. It's not one child being compared to another. It's a child being compared to herself, that I did not expect her to do it this well. That's when the teacher says, wow, you surprised me. Subhanallah. That's great. So her wow moment was she has improved her presentation skills from moderate to high. So when she came into class, her presentation skills were, average, moderate. But towards the end, she surprised her teacher by her exceptional presentation skills. So that was her special achievement. Then we have special achievements in her co-curriculars and other areas. So the child designed a Turkish dress with paper to show their culture and tulips as their national flower. So she very enthusiastically did a 3D model of the human heart, explaining the heart function, etc. So this was not expected of her, but she went out of her way and she achieved these things. So therefore, she was appreciated for that. She's good in art, so she made a beautiful piece of calligraphy by showing her aesthetics. So she was not expected to excel in calligraphy, but here she again showed her achievement. Then, what about some remedial or corrective works performed? To improve her grammar skills, she was given individual support to practice grammar in her story writing. Extra presentation making tasks were assigned. She was provided with material from library related to the new topic. So here we have details about how we went about in her remedial and corrective work, where she needed to grow and improve, and she needed support. And then what growth and improvement did she show? Writing speed improved, and she learned to squeeze her thoughts in a mind map and a flow chart to reduce working time to nearly half. So these are actually metrics. These are actually analytical statements. These aren't just subjective statements. They're backed by facts. Then we have her growth and improve required. Okay, what else does she need to grow and improve in? So she has the potential to give the best output but she holds it back. So she has more potential, but she's still holding herself back. She can do much better. She can enhance her performance by utilizing her potential effectively. Continuous and gentle guidance can help her stay on the right track. So maybe we just need to, keep encouraging her that, okay, you can hit the next level. You can keep doing this. So it still feels like she's not giving it her that what she's able to, and maybe she doesn't know about her own skills as well. So that's where this year's work will take place. And then suggested development program, and this is where the development program kicks in. She can enhance her performance by working on her expression of writing. So this teacher is now suggesting other teachers, and it's suggesting to the parents that give her more opportunity to express herself in writing. Because her strong visual and artistic sense, it needs to be utilized to boost her in her writing skills. If she could express and elaborate her ideas in writing form with visual aids or illustration, she would be able to generate a unique expression for a child of this age. So this is an entire program given for this child. Now, similarly, every child will have their own, right? And so let's just flip through some of this. So some of the work that okay, here what we had was in her journal entry, she wrote about something that happened to her personally where she helped someone out. And she had a colleague in class who was struggling with math, where she was really, she was good in that particular area of math. So she went out of her way in the night and helped her class fellow to understand the math concepts, and that's what she wrote about. So she was told that why don't you make a pictorial a storybook out of that experience that you had, and that's what she went out ahead and did. She basically expressed herself in writing about how she managed to help her friend become better at math, and that's what she feels is her achievement. And she thanks, alhamdulillah, this is the unity tarbiyah, where children want to help others out and feel proud of doing that, and that's their sense of achievement. And we translated that sense of achievement using her development program into writing a story, pictorial, illustrated story, so that her skills could merge and she could express herself better in writing. So you see how this works. Everything builds on each other. Furthermore, then once she wrote that, we encouraged her to continue story writing, and then she wrote a little short story called "The House on the Hill." And remember, English is their second language, and here we have them absolutely, open up so that they get comfortable with the language. And she continued to write these stories. So here we unlocked her potential. This is how this thing works. Here's something else. Everyone had to make skeletons and identify the different bones, but she went out of the way. I don't know if you can see her skeleton properly, but it's very artistic. And then the descriptions are very detailed. So this was something that her teacher thought was extraordinary for her, and she made it part of her profile. Here, she had a math assignment where you had to use estimations and track your way to the finish line. And whereas all the children did this, but there were mistakes with other children. They made mistakes, they retracked, but she was able to make her own path. And remember, this worksheet, the way it works is that there can be multiple paths. So she made her own path, and she was able to achieve this very smoothly. So these are the sort of things that we concentrate on. There's a lot of other things here as well. Her summative assessments will be here. So in conclusion, these student profiles, when you treat every child as unique, they respond that way. They understand their own skills, their own abilities. They start believing in themselves. They start thanking Allah for the talents and abilities that Allah has kept inside them. They start discovering them. And just to wrap everything up, is a really beautiful quote by John Evans, or was it George Evans? Sorry, by George Evans, who was an educator, that every child learns, just not on the same day, not in the same way. With that, we will conclude this, and we'll request you to also discover your child's uniqueness and encourage your child to be the person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants them to be.